Hello and welcome to my FlossTube. I'm sitting in a completely different room today because I've got my son with me this weekend. He is busy playing video games in the other room there, and I was a bit afraid that if I tried to record a video, all you would hear is him yelling at his video game screens. So I did tell him I was coming in to record. I'm shutting the door. So this is another room in my house. Unfortunately, my entire house is an absolute mess. So I really did struggle to find somewhere where I could sit where you didn't see just like chaos all around. That's one of my bookshelves of embroidery books. I have another one over there. And this room also right next to me is a very large drum kit. So this is also the music room for the kids. Anyway, I attempted to record this with the lights on overhead and got this really weird light. So I've actually got a window in next to me. So that's why my sort of light and shadow is a bit odd. Whatever. This is all about stitching. This is not about looking like beautiful videos or anything. So let's get stitching now. It is Saturday, the 11th of November. I haven't recorded a FlossTube for almost a month now. So I thought it's high time I did one. So I've got projects I've worked on. I've got new starts. I've got some haul. And yeah, that's what I've got here to show you. Stitch games. Stitch games. Yes, I am still playing Stitch games. And so at the end of last month, or when I spoke to you last time, I think what I was playing was dominoes. I think I got up to level 12 on dominoes, so up to 750 stitches, which I'll show you the whip that I worked on. And then the puzzle game, we did really well. Our team ended up getting 6 puzzles completed, I think, so we did pretty good. Now this month I've signed up for a group called, I think it's Myths and Magic Stitch Wars. It's so engrossing. It's so good. So we've got little teams of 5, or each of our little teams of 5 is a clan. And the whole idea is within your clan is we stitch for ingredients. We turn ingredients into spells. There's attack spells. There's like rejuvenation spells. And then we essentially just attack each other. And then we're getting attacked all over by various other little twists that the overlords of the game are coming up with. The idea is you can't be in negative health for more than 24 hours. So once you get an attack, that attack can't sit for more than 24 hours. Otherwise you're out. There were 20 clans to start with. We are currently down to 13 clans left. We're 11 days in. It's so much fun, but it's taken over everything. So I've watched no FlossTube whatsoever. It's just been stitch, just to try and get these ingredients done. The great thing is of our team, we've got Michelle, who's in the UK. We've got myself and Carla, that's Stitch Me Sane. We're in Australia. And then we've got Jenny and Jennifer. I think Jennifer's in the US, and I think Jenny's also in the UK. So we've kind of got the world covered, which is really good because it means somebody's awake for the whole 24-hour period. So I think we've worked quite well with that, but it's been a whole world of fun. So if you're interested, I'll put the name either down here or I'll put it right down the bottom, and you should sign up. Obviously you can't go into a clan at the moment until this round is done, but you can still stitch as a villager. It's a very complicated game, but once you get going, it's great. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I've got a basket full of stuff down here. So we'll start with some of the whips that I've worked on since I spoke to you last time. Okay, so the first one, I think I did show this one to you just before, or at the end of the last video. This is Woman in a Field of Flowers by Etta Rosa. The chart is by Stitch is So Beautiful. Let's get my glasses on. That's better. Stitch is So Beautiful on Etsy. There is a stitch along going on for this one. So I am stitching in the bottom left corner. That's where I'm at. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 28 count. So it's coming along. Not a lot of colour at the moment, but definitely getting there. Okay, so I'm actually stitching down in this corner here. Okay, so that's Woman in the Field of Flowers. Let's pop her away. Right, I'll have a look. I've got my notes here on the table next to me. All right, now this one. So this is a bunny baby sampler. Now, there's a bit of a story behind this. So I started it because a very dear friend of mine who's been, her and her partner have been trying IVF for forever, finally told me a few months ago that she was pregnant with a little girl. So I was like, yay, I can stitch. Anyway, this little one was due on about the first week of December. So I planned out this stitching. I knew how many stitches I had to do every day. Was on the way, and then my friend messaged me last week to say her daughter was born 6.5 weeks early. So I said to her, well, congratulations, first of all. And she's going to have to wait for the little gift because it's not going to be ready. So it'll be ready on her actual due date. Anyway, at least I now know her name and I know her date of birth. And this is where I'm at. Sorry about the creases. Isn't that coming along? So this is a little chart off Etsy. I haven't actually got a printout. I have this on Pattern Keeper. Sorry about the creases. This is my travel piece. Which means I'm doing it on the train every day, and I'm getting anywhere between 150 and I actually managed 300 stitches yesterday on the train and in my lunch break. As you can see, we are almost finished. I think in terms of like cross stitches, I've only got about 900 to go, and then there's a bit of back stitch to do in it. Sorry, I wish those creases were a bit better. Anyway, what I'm going to do, because I will have this finished this month, because but I will make sure to, even if I don't do another floss tube before it's finished and framed, I'll make sure I keep a photo of it before I give it to her. So yeah, so this is my little bunny. Now I got the pattern off Etsy. I'll put down the bottom the name of the designer that I got it off, but it's very cute and the shading is looking fantastic. It's going to be great. Once the back stitch is in, it's going to be great. So that's my very creased bunny baby sampler that will go back into my travel pouch. So I'm sure all the people on the train who see me every single day must think I'm a bit bonkers, because the minute I sit down, I get my stitching out and I'm stitching all the way through until the train stops, and then same again on my way home. So, but that's okay. All right. So next one that I worked on, and these are all ones that I worked on during my dominoes game. This was the final one I worked on. So I got 750 stitches on this. This is the, oh, sorry about the shine. This is the owl and the pussycat. Does it go better that way? That's better because the window is over there to my right. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs, obviously. It is by artwork by Yvonne Gilbert. I love it. Right, I started this one a very long time ago for my daughter. I think I've told you about this. Anyway, I've got 750 stitches in, and that is where I am at. So you can actually see a little pebble and some seaweed, and this is a shell starting here. She's really enjoying this one. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 25 count. So there we go. So it's looking good. Looking good. It's great when you actually start to see something in these Heaven and Earth pieces. That's what I love, when something just appears. It's just amazing. So okay, so that's that one. Now, I won't tell you that one because that's one of my new starts. Right, we did a little bit of progress on my Lady and the Unicorn. This is my absolutely enormous piece. This is what it's going to look like. It is by Scarlet Quince. It's absolutely huge, 650 wide by 534 long, And I have done this on an 18 count because it's mostly done in blended, which means you had to do 2 threads. And I've popped in another 500 stitches. So that's where I'm at. Can't see a huge amount at the moment. I mean, this is a huge piece of fabric, absolutely enormous piece. But, you know, this is a labor of love. It might get finished in my lifetime, may not, who knows, who cares. Okay, so that's my lady in unicorn. She got a little bit of love. All right, she goes over here. Okay, so let's have a look at my notes. Right, so another one that I picked up, which I actually haven't picked up. This was my birthday start this year, and I'll be honest, I haven't actually picked it up since then. So this is another Heaven and Earth. It's called It's About Time by Ciro Marchetti. Now, I know there is a colourful version of this available now. In fact, I think only the colourful version is available now. I got this quite a long time ago, so this is the more muted version. It's got a much more muted background. The new version has got more of a rainbow background. It's very pretty, but because I had it already, I was like, I'm not going to buy it again. Yeah, so I started that one, as I said, on my birthday this year. I haven't got a huge amount. I am doing this 2/1 tent stitch on a 28 count. So this is my only piece that I'm doing as tent stitch. And I actually quite like the coverage, and it does go really quick. About the only problem with tent stitch is for all of the stitch games, 2 tent stitches is 1 cross stitch. So you actually kind of have to do double the amount. And there's no doubt it's quicker, but of course this is a Heaven and Earth, so we're still chopping and changing colours and everything. There was some nice blocks of green here. But yeah, I actually really like the coverage of 2/1 tent. And because of the speed that it goes, I think I might attempt a few others as tent stitch. So that's that one. That one is got some love. Considering, as I said, I hadn't touched that one since April, since I first started it. So I'm glad I got onto that one. Okay. Oh, there's one here that I've worked on that I actually haven't brought with me. So I'm just going to pause momentarily and go and get it. Oh, sorry, straighten myself out. Yes, and I'm back. Okay, so this is one. So when I started this month, because there's also, it's all very complicated, as well as my Stitch Wars game, there's another one in the semi-sane stitches, which is like a hangman game. And so you guess letters, you get a phrase, you guess letters, and then depending on the letter, you have to stitch a certain number of stitches, and also depending on whether you get it right or wrong. Anyway, so I thought what I'd do is I was going to rotate between a couple of my focus pieces and use my decision jar. So I have a little jar with little cardboard circles with each of my whips written on it, and I just shake it up and put my hand in and pull out a whip. So that's how this one came out. I haven't touched this one for a very long time. So this is called the Band Per Week sampler. And you can see I started this in 2018, and I've actually put an extra band on the bottom. So this is a very long, I'm pretty sure I showed this to you, but this is a very, very, very long piece of fabric. Keeps going. Yeah, there's even more there. I don't think I'm going to use up the entire fabric, but there's 52, well, I say 52 bands each week. So actually there's 104 bands in total, because each week back in 2018 they would release 2 bands. So it's going to be fairly long. It's quite nice because it's all in one color. So and once you get kind of into the rhythm of doing the band, it's nice and repetitive. So yeah, so I got an extra band onto that one, and it's only done in these 2 colors, so the navy blue and the burgundy. So yeah, so I got a little bit on that done. Oh, and I'm doing that on a 1/1 on a 28 count. That's why it's so tiny. Full cross. So Right, so that's that one. Right, now I also worked a little bit on, sorry, it's at the top of my head, my grey hair, on Floral Woman. Now this is the one that Carla and I have started together. That's this one. We started this last month together. It's by Mummy's Hobbies Designs on Etsy. I think Carla's a bit further ahead than I am. She's definitely got some colour. I am stuck in a sea of blue right now because I started in the top, what was that, top right, top left, I don't know, whatever, that corner there. That's the corner I started in. As you can see, there's an awful lot of blue before I get to any colour whatsoever. We are doing this because we're both doing it together on the same. We're doing this on a 28 count 1/1 full cross. And I have done a whole lot more blue. Woohoo! That's a lot of blue. There's my thread hanging. Eventually I'll finish the blue, or at least in that corner I might actually get onto some colour. She's not very big. There you go. That's the size of the fabric. So yeah, I don't know. It's for like the stitch games, it's quite good because you're not chopping and changing colours or anything, so you can just kind of get on with it, and you can actually do it quite quickly. So yeah, so she got quite a lot done there. I think it's about 600 odd stitches. I don't know, it's quite a lot. Anyway, let's put her away. So I also out of my decision jar, sorry, I'm just about to lean down. I pulled out Leilani, the Hula Dancer. This is a chart by Nora Corbett. I haven't got a picture of it. This is a free chart. Nora Corbett's was a free chart. I don't know, I assume it's still available as a free chart on the Mirabilia site. I'm not sure. I'll put a picture up here somewhere. I'll put a picture up. So this is where I'm at with this one. She is coming along. Her skirt is almost finished. Then all I've got is just, she's got a upper body, which you would have seen in the picture, which I've posted up, and then there's a whole load of beads to go on this one. But yeah, she's really coming along. Might have her done by the Mirabilia retreat next year. Woohoo, that would be exciting. Okay, so we got her done now. Our firm favourite, old Smokey, he's back out again. Now I've moved down to start working on his wall. Again, not the most exciting part, but this bit of, here he is. Well, you can't see him. That's no good. There's his head. There's his head. Okay. I have held this one up many times before. I will hold it up many times again. There he is. Okay, so he's looking good, and there's a lot of noise from my son who's making noise while I'm trying to record, and that's it. You can see his wall. So, okay, just give me a moment. All right, I'm back. Okay, so that was old Smokey. He's had probably about 300 stitches in the wall. Not that you can see very much, but that wall's quite big. Right, another one I pulled out of my decision jar. Now I did only put 100 or so stitches in, but every stitch counts. Let me just grab this. This is Unicorn Mystique. This is one that I'd started the month before, so I haven't done a lot. It's a Dimensions kit. By the way, that's my son sitting in the background there. He's decided he wants to join us. So there we go. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. It's gorgeous. It's on a 16 count navy blue Ada. And I put in about 120 stitches. It really doesn't look like very much at the moment. Oh, you can see straight through that. Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. That's where I'm at. Doesn't look like much, but at least it got some love, so we can't complain. Okay, oh, I'm dropping everything here. Okay, so that's the Unicorn Mystique. Right, what else have I done? Sorry, this one, okay. So this one is my Renoir Luncheon of the Boating Party. This one came out because Carla and I were talking about doing extreme cross country, and both of us mentioned how tedious it was doing lots and lots of stitches of one colour. So we challenged ourselves to say, right, each of us was going to try and do 300 stitches on one of our extreme cross countries each week. So I did 300 stitches on this one, and it don't look like much at the moment. There we go. It's all in black. Not very exciting. But we're moving forward. There are 17,000 black stitches on this one, so I've got a bit of a ways to go with black. Okay. Right, so that's that one. Now, that is that one. Now, the only other two I've got to show you, I've got two new starts. So the first one I actually only started this morning, just because I felt like a new start, and you know, it's got to be done. This one I've had for a little while. It is called Mushroom Goddess, and where's my picture? Oh, I've got to have a picture in here somewhere, I hope. If I don't, I will have to. No, I don't. There we go. All right, I'll stick a picture up here of Mushroom Goddess. So I bought her off Etsy. I've had her for quite a while. She was one of my first ones I bought when I started watching Carla's videos, and she wanted to do her, she was talking about her Wall of Women, and this is the first one I did. Not a lot to see. There's a big black border all the way around. You can see we're still on the Q-snap, and so I'm doing the black border all the way around. It is on 22 count. I'm doing 1/1 full cross. So the coverage is actually pretty good on 22 count. I quite like it. So that was one of my new starts. And then the other new start, which I actually did, I started last month. This is one that I did show you at some point, and it is called Kaluna Brightburn's Catalogue for Witches Familiars. Now, it's by Ingleside Imaginarium. It was a stitch along from 2020, which I didn't do. I mean, I got all the pattern, but I didn't do the stitch along. So that's what it looks like. All right, and this is where I'm at. Now I've got 700 stitches in on this. So it's looking pretty good. There we go. All right, so that's my new starts. Okay, and that's pretty much all I've stitched. There's quite a lot there. So I'll just show you a little bit of haul, and I'll show you, another one that I'd like to start this month. So, which is all tied up with the haul. Okay, so haul again. Carla, she's such an enabler. We were discussing Christmas projects, and she said, do you have a Christmas project? I'm like, no, I don't do Christmas stitching, because the problem with Christmas stitching is I'm really slow and it's never going to be ready for Christmas. And then I'm going to want to do it, and I'm going to want to hang it all the time. Anyway, long and short, she convinced me to do a Christmas project. So I discovered, I had a Heaven and Earth one, which was a freebie, which I really like, and it's only little. So I thought, well, and it's not full coverage, so I thought it needs to have a piece of sparkly fabric. So it's called Freebie Christmas Animals. It's a freebie from quite a while ago. Now, it may be small, but there are still 90 colours in there. It's not, as I said, it's not full coverage. So I've bought a piece of white, sparkly, 25 count even weave. There we are. You can't actually see. Oh, can you see? Oh, yeah, you can sort of see the sparkle in that. Because I thought if it's Christmas, it's got to be sparkly. So that, I got that from JK's here in Australia. That would be, that'll be another start this month, I'm hoping, because I bought the fabric now and it's nearly Christmas. So you know what, why not? Right, and so as I was mooching around on JK's site getting that fabric, I discovered she was selling blind bags, if you want to call them, of fabric. So I bought a blind bag of fabric, of even weave fabric, knowing how much I use it. And I got in this bag half a meter of a 25 count with squares on it. Now, these squares aren't even squares. This is not easy guide. It's squares for just a background pattern. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use this for, but it's okay. I'm sure I'll find something. And because it is 25 count even weave, I could use it for a full coverage and just try and ignore the squares underneath. So I also got a piece of half a meter of 25 count in just plain, which is perfect for full coverage. I got a 25 count linen, a whole meter of that, a huge piece of fabric. So that will keep me happy for full coverage for quite a while. I also got a 27 count lime green even weave, which I love. I have no idea what I'm going to stitch on it, but I love it. So again, it'd be really nice to do like a Heaven and Earth non-full coverage. Thinking maybe Sea Turtle Mama could go well on that. Thinking about it. And I also got a half a meter of a rust colored 25 count as well. Again, no idea what I'm going to do with it, but that gave me 1, 2, 3 meters of even weave, which will keep me busy for a while. And then she also in that gave you a little pouch of free charts. One of them I love, the others I'm not sure. This one that came, that's a it's called Jangu. Oh, I can't say that. Anyway, it's quite cool. Possibly, maybe I'd do it. I don't know. There was a old Leisure Arts magazine with some Christmas projects. I have flicked through it. It's very 80s. I'm never going to stitch anything out of it, but it was nice to flick through it and kind of, you know, look at some of the old hairstyles and stuff. There was this little one, which is Hickory Dickory Dock. Oh, there's some shine. Let's go this way. There we go. If my kids were young, I might think about that one. Maybe if somebody else has a baby, I could do that as their baby sampler. And this one I loved, was thrilled. This was worth it. So this is a May Gibbs Gumnut Babies series. So it's called the Delphinium Fairy. Oops. It's chart only, but I adore it. I will definitely be stitching that one. So of those 4, that one is the one that I'm thrilled at. So that's some of my haul, but that's not all. Well, because Heaven and Earth are having a sale. So, yeah, you know, just kind of had to. And also there was one other that I have been eyeing off for ages, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so the Heaven and Earth sale, the first one I got is called Chesterton on Blue Patchwork. Now, it is long and thin. And the reason I got this, first of all, because I think it's gorgeous, because I do love kitties, as we all know. But I have the perfect piece of 18 count long fabric, which was in my drawer, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. And I was looking around on the Heaven and Earth site, and I found this one, and it is exactly the right width for this. So I have the perfect piece of fabric. So so when the sale came up, I was like, I just have to get that one. So and it's very brightly coloured. I mean, this print doesn't do it justice, as they never do for Heaven and Earth. And then the second one I bought for Heaven and Earth, this one is for my bestie. I'm going to stitch it for her. It is called The Garden. The artwork is by Jen DeLeith Celtic Designs. And it's right up her alley. So I love it. The kitty one is by Leslie Ann Ivory. She's the lady with all the cats. I have quite a few of her patterns, so but I really like that one. And then the other one, which I relented and finally got, and I'm sorry the picture is not, this print just doesn't do it justice. This is from Contemporary Cross, and it is called A Kaleidoscope of Butterflies by Little Fish Designs. It's just amazing. Now, this is not the full color one. This is the standard color one. There's still 149 colors in it. It's huge. It is 609 by 829. When I downloaded it, it's 88 pages of chart. So if I'm ever going to finish this one, I better get it started. So I have seen Kaylee Tent Stitch do another one in this series. I think she's doing the bird one. But I just adored the dress on that one. So so maybe that might be my new year, new start, or I don't know. Maybe I'll just start it straight away. Who knows? Anyway, so yes, so I finally gave in and I got that one. Okay, so that's my haul. So I think that's all I've got to show you today. I'm going to try not to leave it quite so long next time for my next video. Yeah, I can't recommend any FlossTubers because I haven't been watching any. One thing I did do a couple of weeks ago is I met up with Kelly, Animal Instinct, who lives here in Adelaide, and I think she may have mentioned, but it was entirely serendipitous. I suddenly got a message out of the blue from her on Instagram saying, "Was that you crossing the lights at Blackwood," which is where I live? "Was that you crossing at the traffic lights there? I'm sure it was you." Anyway, I was like, "Yeah, actually, yes, it was me." It turns out that Kelly and I live remarkably close to each other, and she drives home from work at the time that I'm usually walking up from the train. Anyway, so I said, "How about we meet for a coffee?" So we met for a coffee and chatted and chatted and chatted. We were planning on stitching. We didn't get any stitching done. We just chatted. And it was just lovely. That's what I love about FlossTube. I've made some great friends. Oh, hang on. This is my thingy. Yeah, I've made some fantastic friends. I've met up with a few, and next year I'm going to be going on a few retreats because I have people that I want to see, and there's retreats coming up in Victoria. And so yeah, so hopefully I can actually meet some people face to face, Carla. So yeah, so that's all I've got to share with you. I better get back stitching because I have ingredients I need to stitch for, and I think my poor son is probably hungry, so it's about time I went and made him some dinner. So until I see you next time, happy stitching, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Okay, see ya, bye.